Hello everyone and welcome back to the studio. David Kessler here. Thank you for joining me today. I want to talk to you today about consistency, and I think this is going to be one of maybe multiple videos about consistency. We'll kind of see how this one goes, and then maybe we'll do another one or two. If there's one single word that I could choose that best describes the work of a professional artist, consistency would be that word. Everything about your work revolves around consistency. Being consistent in your presentation, in your subject matter, in your treatment of the work, in your treatment of your materials, in your treatment of your canvases. Everything revolves around consistency. Wherever I travel, teaching workshops, there's generally speaking always some sort of a student gallery, or these are art groups, art leagues, art guilds for the most part, and they always have a kind of a gallery space where the members can hang their work. So it's always interesting to me to go and see these places and see what people are doing, what students are doing, what other artists are doing, to see their level of quality of work and that sort of thing. And what always strikes me is that they're not consistent in anything that they do. What I often see is this. You'll have one person's work, maybe they'll have 6 or 7 paintings up. They'll be framed. Each one has a different frame. Each painting is a different type of subject matter and or a different material, or different media. All right, so subject matter is different, framing is different, media may be different. What ties those together as the consistent work of one artist? Generally, these look like they were done by 6 or 7 or 3 or 4 different people. As the artist, as a professional artist, that is not what you want. You want to be able to connect my work with me, to go in a gallery space or a show and say, yeah, that's Dave's work right there. I can identify it a mile away. That's what professional artists do. And you say, oh, I'm a free spirit, I'm an artist, woo, I want to try everything, I want to do everything. And there's nothing wrong with that. I say, oh, I don't want to be pigeonholed, I don't want to do just one thing. I hear this over and over and over. And there's nothing wrong with that. But just consider yourself a hobbyist, right? You're a hobbyist. You're not a professional artist. Professional artists know how to focus. Here's one of my friends, Brian Rutenberger, is kind of a famous New York, or really famous New York artist. He says this, and I completely concur with what he says about this. A professional artist is one who can take their materials and create a consistent body of work over and over and over and over. That's exactly it. A consistent body of work over and over and over. That's what separates professional artists from hobbyists. There's nothing wrong with being a hobbyist. If you want to do everything, knock yourself out. I think you should, actually, because you're not going to know what you like to do best until you try everything. But the chances of you being good, really good at all of those is very slim. Right? That's why people like me focus and narrow down what they do so that we're experts in that particular approach. All right. Enough of that. That's maybe a lesson for another video. Let's talk about consistency with regard to subject matter when you're doing a show. Instead of painting 3 or 4 or 5 different kinds of subject matter for your next exhibition, pick one. Pick one of the things you do. Pick one of the media. Pick one subject matter and create your exhibition or your show around that. Wow. How many of you have done that before? I know that there's a lot of you that take my courses and then you email me pictures of your show, and I'm absolutely dumbfounded by the amazing things that you've done to create a consistent body of work. People say, I've never done that before. And guess what happens? People like it and they buy the paintings because it shows that you know how to produce consistent quality, and consistent work. So on your next show, pick one thing that you do it really well, and make that your exhibition or your show. You'll be amazed at the response that you get from other people. They say, well, gosh, this person really knows what they're doing. The paintings all go together. They look like they go together. They fit together. The subject matter is consistent. The handling is consistent. The framing, I hope you don't use framing, but if you do, that's consistent, all the same. Right? So consistency is extremely important. And let me give you a little bit of an example. I was in Atlanta a couple of months ago teaching, and I had a free day. Actually, I had 2 free days. So I went gallery hopping to all the best galleries in Atlanta. And the best gallery in Atlanta is the Tew Galleries. That's T-E-W, Tim Tew's galleries, Tew Galleries in Atlanta. I think it was there maybe on a Monday when other galleries are closed. And I went early, and so I was in there by myself. It was just me and the gallery director, so we had the time to talk. And we had a great conversation. And she said, you know, we have a really hard time finding artists that can produce consistent work, a consistent body of work. That's what she said. We have trouble finding artists that can produce a consistent body of work. She says these young people are all over the place. Right? They do this one month, they do this another month, they do this another month, they do this another month, but they don't create consistent work. And a gallery's job is to build a customer base around your work. And they can't do that if your work is not consistent. Right? It has to be consistent in subject matter. I mean, if I take abstract paintings 1 month down to the gallery, and then they work for 6 months to develop a client base for that, and then, you know, when I'm changing paintings out that haven't sold 6 months later, and I bring in, you know, figurative work, they're going to say, well, hey, wait a minute, what's happening here? We're trying to get people around your abstracts. We don't want figurative work. Right? So you have to be aware of it. Right? If you want to be out there doing all the stuff, do it. Right? But for your next show, try to focus your efforts. Right? Don't be one of those completely right brain artist people. You know, use a little left brain, focus yourself, make a plan, do the paintings around a consistent subject matter. Don't just throw a bunch of stuff up that you've done before. Put some new stuff in there. Be consistent. The results you get from that will be amazing. You will be astounded at what people say when you listen to them, what they tell you about the work and the show, and your sales. All right, so for your next show, that's your homework, right? Do a good show, build it around a common subject matter theme, common medium theme, right? Don't mix all your mediums together. Don't have 3 watercolor paintings, 2 oil paintings, and 4 acrylics. Pick one medium, one subject matter, and do it the best you've ever done it. Make that your show. You'll be amazed at how much better a painter you will be, and how much people will respond to what you've done in a more professional manner. All right? I hope this helps you, and I know it will because I've seen results from other people that do this. So do it, have fun doing it, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.